Today, did AMD lie about their prices? Nvidia is finally set to release a decently priced GPU, and even more Nvidia GPUs are affected. The company is losing it. Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. But first, while watching videos on tech is awesome, if you're anything like me, it's just not enough. You want to actually learn how it all works. And my recommendation has always been Brilliant, my long-standing sponsor here at GamerMeld, because I actually use them myself. See, while Brilliant is an online learning platform, they're unlike anything you've ever seen because they're built on one great idea. You learn better by doing. And it's that philosophy that's helped Brilliant make some of the best courses on computer science I've ever seen. Of course, it helps that they're made specifically to teach math, science, and computer science, but it's really because they teach you by getting you to do it yourself with these fun and engaging puzzles that make learning easier than ever. And to make things even better, Brilliant is offering my viewers a free trial when you visit brilliant.org/gamermeld. Plus, when you use brilliant.org/gamermeld, you'll get 20% off their annual premium. So there's no reason not to check it out. Once again, that's brilliant.org/gamermeld. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, as many of you know, AMD's RX 9000 GPUs have been released. And while they are sold out most places at this point, they didn't sell out instantly like Nvidia. Well, unfortunately, you may not be able to get them at MSRP in the future. Now, AMD does make a statement on this, but there's multiple things that I really need to go over, starting with this tweet by Hardware Unboxed. As you can see, it says, "Our understanding is that retailers have been buying and stockpiling RDNA 4 cards since January at a price much higher than $550/$600 US. Now, if you follow this channel, you know I went over a leak claiming that AMD originally planned a much higher price. But AMD themselves claim that, yeah, it just isn't true. Well, it's looking like it may in fact be true. You can see here that the expectation was then a rebate from AMD to enable prices near the MSRP once the price was announced. He then goes on to state, but of course these rebates are selective and only apply to limited quantities of some models. And he gives this example. It says, if the MSRP is, let's say, $100 lower than the lowest price retailers pay to stockpile cards, why doesn't the rebate apply to all cards instead of a limited quantity? This would mean minus $100 on the MSRP models, but also minus $100 on the non-MSRP models, keeping overall prices down. But it seems pretty obvious that that has not happened. You can see it says that clearly hasn't happened because the next up model above MSRP in the line is 20% plus over that MSRP. So yeah, things are looking pretty odd with AMD. And then we got this story. As you can see here, this claims Radeon RX 9070 MSRP will go up. And this originally comes from, well, before I get to that, it says the suggested retail price AMD announced last month isn't expected to be honored by board partners for too long. This one originally comes from a Swedish retail chain, Init.se, and they actually state this. It says, we have now learned how the recommended prices, also known as MSRP prices, work for the launch of the AMD Radeon RX 9070 and 9070 XT. We are not allowed to say exact prices ahead of the release, but simply put, they will apply to a limited number of cards. And then the big part here, it says the prices only apply to the first shipment of each model. So first we have this statement, which really makes this right here seem very true. Then we have this one that says the prices only apply to the first shipment of each model. And they go on to state that for Sapphire and Asus, it will be just as usual. We have only received one shipment and you can buy it until it runs out. But with Power Color, it will be different. It says our second shipment from Power Color is already waiting and we cannot offer it at MSRP prices. And they're not talking about this shipment just as non-MSRP cards. It says this means that we will first sell the Reaper models at MSRP prices and the stock balance will tick down as usual until the first shipment is sold out. Then, with a certain delay, the stock will be replenished with new cards and we will then release the Reaper cards for order again, although not at MSRP prices. So they are specifically stating that they're talking about these exact same Reaper cards, MSRP models, that will then go on sale for not MSRP prices. And this comes from, like I said, Inet.se. And you can see right here, I mean, this is like a blog almost. I mean, this is directly from them about the RX 9000 cards. So it absolutely seems, obviously if anyone would know, it would be a retailer other than AMD, of course, but it doesn't stop there, because also Overclockers UK also stated, quote, "We literally have around 2,000 units from Sapphire in stock, 1,000 from PowerColor and 1,000 from ASRock. I feel stock will be fine for a few days. MSRP is capped quantity of a few hundred. So prices will jump once those are sold through." So that makes it sound like, yeah, prices are going to go up once those are sold through. They could just be referring to the ones that aren't MSRP, but still, this also once again proves that whole they didn't give them to only a few hundred of them are they able to sell at MSRP. And this brings us to the statement from AMD. As you can see right here, they actually sent this to Hardware Unbox, and it says, quote, "It is inaccurate that $549/$599 MSRP is launch-only pricing. We expect cards to be available from multiple vendors at $549/$599, excluding regional-specific tariffs," I'll get to that in just a second, "and or taxes, based on the work we have done with our AIB partners, and more are coming. At the same time, the AIBs have different premium configurations at higher price points, and those will also continue." So yeah, this is AMD basically stating, no, we were never going to do that. But actually they were, but now they're not because of all the backlash. And of course, this is once again time to point out that this is why you do not want to be a fanboy or whatever it is you want to call it. Even if you really, really like a company and you want to buy their products, if they are doing something that, they shouldn't be doing, or just something that you don't like, you should definitely call it out, because it could make your products cheaper. But then there is this second one, which I definitely think we should really be kind of looking out for. And that is that they could be using specific tariffs to explain away why the prices went up, yet that wasn't really the reason. Now, it could be, another option is that it could be, okay, there really are region-specific tariffs and that's why, but regardless, they are claiming that they are still going to have MSRP models, and maybe, just maybe, they were planning that the whole time, but it definitely does not look to be the case. But the really big reason why I wanted to bring this up is just to say that you really want to watch them and call it out. If, they may be hoping that we sort of forget about it and then we never see MSRP models again. Well, if you don't, once stock is replenished, call them out. And next up for today, we have some new information on upcoming Nvidia GPUs. Actually, multiple GPUs. I have a couple stories here, starting off with the RTX 5060 Ti and 5060. And as you can see right here, according to Video Cards, who are definitely very accurate leakers, it says, based on the most recent whispers, Nvidia has just informed AIBs that they plan to announce the GeForce RTX 5060 series next week. Specifically, that's going to be the 5060 Ti 16GB, the Ti 8GB, and the regular 5060 card. Not only that, but Megasize GPU also claims that the 5060 family will be released in about 10 days, but will be on shelf a month later. So the announcement in 10 days, and you can see right here, it says, we are hearing around March 13th. So yeah, if you are excited for those cards, they're coming pretty fast. But that actually isn't all, because according to WCCF Tech, Nvidia is also planning an entry-level RTX 5050 GPU. Now, there were some rumors already about a notebook 5050, but here they're actually talking desktop. As you can see right down here, it says Nvidia is said to be preparing a GeForce RTX 5050, which is going to be positioned in the entry-level price segment. If the 5060 retails for around $299 US, which is the plan, that means we could seriously be seeing $199 to $250 US price tag. So yeah, it looks like it. Oh, and they do claim that it will be positioned against Intel's Arc B580. Once again, This right here is exactly why competition is important. It looks like Nvidia may finally be set to release an actual entry-level, decently priced GPU. And lastly for today, if you remember not too long ago, multiple stories dropped showing that Nvidia's RTX 50 cards, some of them, were missing ROMs. Originally, it was the RTX 5090, then the 5070 Ti, then Nvidia released a statement stating, "You guys are right, okay, don't worry. If you have this issue's just with the 5090 and 5070 Ti, but if you have this issue, we will replace them. Just, let our board partners know," things like that. Well, oops. Because come to find out, it was also the RTX 5080. Well, it looks like that's still not all, even though Nvidia themselves said, yeah, it is, because it looks like some notebook GPUs are also affected. As you can see right down here, they actually go over it. It says, as they have now learned from several notebook manufacturers, they are currently working extra shifts in the Far East to prevent the drama from moving into the next act. Nvidia has asked manufacturers to check notebooks that have already been produced with the new mobile RTX 5000 graphics cards, meaning that they're going to notebook manufacturers and they're saying, hey, you gotta check these notebooks, these GPUs that are going in them, and make 100% sure that they aren't missing any ROMs. Well, since this story broke and multiple others kind of talking about this, Nvidia has denied the reports, sort of. So as you can see right down here within The Verge, they state, Nvidia tells The Verge, there isn't actually a problem with those notebook GPUs. It says, quote, all partners continue to run checks as part of our standard testing procedure. Well, they then asked to verify it, said, did we just go from no other GPUs are affected, which they're referring to their statement right here. You can say, remember, Nvidia categorically told them that no other Nvidia GPUs have shipped or would be shipping with missing render units. Well, they then asked, did we just go from no other GPUs are affected to some laptop GPUs are also affected? They just said nope. But then they asked this, they said, just to triple check, the nope means that no laptop GPUs are affected by the missing ROM issues. Yes, correct. No further issues. And the keyword there, if you're paying attention, is further, meaning there were issues with laptop GPUs. I mean, this is just so ridiculous. But we also have this from Hardware Canucks, who states that they have confirmed via 3 sources for US directly at laptop manufacturers, at least 2 confirmed Nvidia is having them open ready to ship pallets of laptops to check for GPUs with missing ROMs. Meaning, yeah, it definitely looks like Nvidia is absolutely having problems with this. Now, luckily they haven't shipped them out yet, so no one has them. And the thing is, this kind of stuff does happen. I mean, these are extremely complex systems that are being manufactured. Chips just in general are unbelievably complex. So stuff is going to happen. But the problem is the way Nvidia's handled this. Like I said, first, it was just the 5090 and 5070 Ti. But then once we found some 5080s with it, oh, fine, okay, yeah, it affects them too. Then we're hearing about for notebooks, we're having this problem. They're like, no problem at all. We're fine. Then they go, currently no further issues. So there was an issue. Basically, what I would say from all of this is that if you are planning to purchase an Nvidia notebook, and don't get me wrong, it definitely sounds like they are making sure that it doesn't have any problems, but because they're being just so shady about this, I would definitely want to make sure once you receive it that it does come with all the ROMs it's supposed to. So while that does it for today, what do you think about all these issues with these GPUs with NVIDIA's RTX 5000, then what we're hearing about pricing for AMD's RX 9000? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to try out Brilliant for free at brilliant.org/gamermelt. And as always, have a great day.